Have you ever walked into a room and felt that people had already formed an opinion about you before you even said a single word? It may sound unfair, but this is exactly how the human brain works. Within just a few seconds, people begin making silent judgments about your confidence, intelligence, trustworthiness, and even your social status. These judgments happen automatically without conscious effort. Long before a conversation begins, your posture, facial expression, eye contact, clothing, walking style, and body language have already started telling a story. The fascinating part is that this story may not even reflect who you truly are, yet it can strongly influence how others treat you. Psychologists have spent decades studying first impressions, and the results are remarkable. Research suggests that the human brain is wired to process visual information at incredible speed. In ancient times, our ancestors had only moments to decide whether a stranger was a friend or a danger. Those quick survival decisions became deeply embedded in our psychology. Although we now live in a modern world filled with offices, schools, and social media instead of wild forests, our brains still rely on the same ancient mental shortcuts. We instantly search for clues that help us decide whether someone appears safe, competent, friendly, or confident. Imagine two people entering the same interview room. Both have the same education, experience, and skills. One walks in with calm confidence, maintains natural eye contact, smiles politely, and stands with relaxed posture. The other keeps looking down, walks nervously, avoids eye contact, and appears uncertain. Even before either person answers the first question, the interviewer may already have formed very different expectations about them. This doesn't necessarily mean the confident person is more capable. It simply shows how powerful first impressions can be. The most surprising fact is that once people develop a first impression, they often look for evidence that confirms it. This psychological tendency is known as confirmation bias. If someone initially believes you are confident, they are more likely to interpret your actions positively. If they first assume you are nervous or unreliable, they may notice only the behaviors that support that belief. This is why understanding the psychology of first impressions can completely change the way you communicate and connect with others. Now the biggest question is, how does the brain make these judgments so quickly? The answer lies in one of the most powerful abilities of the human mind: pattern recognition. Every second, your brain receives millions of pieces of information from the world around you. Processing every detail would take far too much time, so the brain creates shortcuts. These shortcuts allow it to make fast decisions based on past experiences, emotions, and instinct. Psychologists call these mental shortcuts heuristics. They help us react quickly, but they also make us vulnerable to inaccurate first impressions. When you meet someone for the first time, your brain immediately begins scanning for signals. It notices whether the person is smiling or frowning. It observes their posture, the speed of their walk, the tone of their voice, the way they dress, and even how much eye contact they maintain. Each of these tiny details becomes a clue. Alone, none of these clues tells the full story, but together they create a powerful impression in just a few seconds. Eye contact is one of the strongest signals the brain notices. People who maintain calm, natural eye contact often appear more trustworthy and confident. On the other hand, constantly looking away or avoiding eye contact can sometimes be interpreted as nervousness or uncertainty, even when that isn't true. The key is balance. Staring intensely can feel intimidating, while avoiding eye contact completely can reduce trust. Another important factor is body posture. Standing upright with relaxed shoulders sends a message of confidence and self-control. Slouching or making yourself appear smaller can unintentionally communicate insecurity. What's fascinating is that posture doesn't only change how other people see you, it can also influence how you feel about yourself. Your body and mind constantly communicate with each other. Facial expressions also play a huge role. A genuine smile activates positive emotional responses in the people around you. Humans naturally mirror the emotions they see. When you smile sincerely, others often feel more comfortable without even realizing why. This creates a stronger emotional connection from the very beginning. By the time a conversation starts, the brain has already built a detailed picture of who it thinks you are. The incredible part is that this picture can be changed, but only if you understand the silent psychological signals you are sending every single day. Have you ever wondered why two people with the same intelligence and talent can receive completely different reactions from others? In many cases, the answer isn't knowledge or experience. It's the silent signals they send without speaking. Most people unknowingly make small mistakes that weaken their first impression. These mistakes seem insignificant, but together they create a powerful psychological effect. One of the most common mistakes is walking into a room without confidence. When your shoulders are slouched, your head is down, and your movements appear hesitant. The brain of the person watching you immediately starts making assumptions. They may think you're unsure of yourself, even if you're actually highly skilled. Remember, people don't see your thoughts, they see your behavior. Another mistake is speaking too quickly. Many people rush their words because they're nervous or excited. However, speaking too fast can make you appear anxious and less confident. Confident people usually speak at a calm, controlled pace. They pause naturally, allowing their words to have more impact. Silence isn't always a weakness. Sometimes it's a sign of confidence. Poor eye contact is another hidden problem. Looking at the floor, constantly checking your phone, or frequently looking away can reduce trust. At the same time, staring without blinking can make others uncomfortable. The goal is natural. Relaxed eye contact that shows you're fully present in the conversation. Many people also underestimate the importance of facial expressions. Walking around with a tense or emotionless face may unintentionally make you seem unfriendly or uninterested. A small, genuine smile can instantly make you appear more approachable. It doesn't need to be exaggerated, it simply needs to be authentic. Another silent mistake is closed body language. Crossing your arms tightly, hiding your hands, or turning your body away from the person you're talking to can create an invisible barrier. Open body language, relaxed hands, and facing the other person communicate confidence and openness. The most important thing to understand is that these habits are not permanent. They can be changed with awareness and practice. Once you recognize the signals you're sending, you gain the power to shape the way people perceive you. That's the real secret behind unforgettable first impressions. Now that you know what silently damages a first impression, let's explore the psychological techniques that help create a powerful one. The interesting part is that these methods don't require expensive clothes, perfect looks, or extraordinary talent. Instead, they rely on understanding how the human brain naturally responds to confidence, warmth, and authenticity. The first technique is called confident posture. Before you even speak, stand tall with your shoulders relaxed, your back straight, and your head held naturally high. This isn't about pretending to be superior. It's about communicating that you're comfortable with yourself. Studies have shown that people often associate balanced posture with competence and leadership because the brain interprets these physical signals as indicators of confidence. The second technique is the genuine smile. A real smile reaches the eyes, not just the mouth. When people see a sincere smile, their brains are more likely to release positive emotional responses, making them feel safer and more connected. This simple expression can instantly reduce tension and create a welcoming atmosphere. Next comes the power of your voice. Many people believe confidence is only visible, but it is also heard. Speak clearly, slowly, and with purpose. Avoid rushing through sentences. Small pauses give your words weight and allow listeners to process your message. People naturally pay more attention to someone who appears calm rather than someone who sounds rushed or uncertain. Another powerful habit is active listening. Instead of thinking about what you're going to say next, focus completely on the other person. Nod naturally, maintain comfortable eye contact, and respond thoughtfully. People appreciate those who make them feel heard. In fact, one of the fastest ways to become memorable is not by talking more, but by listening better. Finally, remember the importance of consistency. A strong first impression isn't created by one perfect moment. It's reinforced by consistent actions. If your words, body language, tone, and behavior all send the same message. People are far more likely to trust you. Authentic confidence. It's not about acting, it is about aligning your actions with who you truly are. These small psychological habits may seem simple, but together they create an impression that lasts far beyond the first meeting. They influence friendships, careers, opportunities, and relationships in ways most people never realize. Every single day, you meet new people. Some of those meetings last only a few seconds, while others have the potential to change your entire life. A job interview, a business opportunity, a friendship, or even the person who may become your life partner can all begin with one simple moment of first impression. That moment may seem small, but psychology tells us that it often shapes everything that follows. The good news is that first impressions are not controlled by luck. They are influenced by habits that anyone can develop. The way you stand, the way you smile, the way you listen, and the confidence you project all work together to create a silent message before you ever speak. People may forget your exact words, but they rarely forget how you made them feel. That emotional memory stays with them far longer than facts or conversations. However, there is something even more important than trying to impress others. Real confidence doesn't come from pretending to be perfect. It comes from accepting who you are while constantly working to become a better version of yourself. Authenticity is powerful because people can often sense when someone is genuine. You don't need to act like someone else to earn respect. You simply need to become the strongest, kindest, and most confident version of yourself. Remember, every interaction is a new opportunity. If a previous first impression didn't go well, don't let it define your future. Every new day gives you another chance to meet someone with greater confidence, better communication, and a stronger understanding of human psychology. Small improvements, repeated consistently, can completely transform the way the world sees you and, more importantly, the way you see yourself. The next time you walk into a room, don't think about trying to impress everyone. Focus on being calm, present, respectful, and confident. Let your body language, your voice, and your actions speak before your words do. You may be surprised by how differently people respond when you understand the silent psychology behind first impressions. If you enjoyed this video and want to discover more fascinating psychological secrets that influence everyday life, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with someone who could benefit from these insights. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and remember, your mind is far more powerful than you think.